Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. The State Emergency Service says it's wrapped up its clean-up operations across Newcastle, the Hunter Valley, Central Coast and Taree after last week's storms. It says 1,000 damage assessments have been conducted in those areas, with more than 9,000 incidents across the state. Meanwhile, access to the small community of Bandon Grove north of Dungog has been restored, with local crews completing emergency restoration works to Dowlings Bridge. Dungog Council says more work will need to be carried out to fully repair the damage to the approach to the bridge. Work to upgrade 7 houses at the former Stockton Centre is wrapped up to provide temporary crisis accommodation. The state government spent $2.45 million on the 6, 4 and 5 bedroom homes at the former Disability Service Centre, providing short-term accommodation for about 25 people each night. The homes will be used for families facing a housing crisis or emergency to fill a much-needed gap in the Hunter for large families with nowhere else to turn. The region will need more investment to transition to a clean energy economy, according to Business Hunter. Ahead of the state budget, the region's peak industry body says government needs to provide a plan for businesses relying on existing sectors. Chief Executive Bob Hawes says more investigation should be made into new industries.
We believe we need to understand better what the transformation is going to look like over the long term in the Hunter, and we don't think enough work has been done on the side of the ledger for businesses. But understanding the response of businesses that resource those bigger businesses that provide services and materials and so on is just not well documented and well understood.
Palestine activists will hold a demonstration this morning outside the office of Federal Newcastle MP Sharon Claydon. They'll be unfurling a 10-metre banner with the names of about 20,000 Palestinian children killed in Gaza. They're calling on the federal government to cut diplomatic and economic ties with Israel, sanction the Israeli government and impose a two-way arms embargo, saying Israel continues to occupy the West Bank despite this week's ceasefire. New technology is being used to map koala populations north of Newcastle. Port Stephens Council's koala mapping was done 20 years ago. New technologies are being used to identify new areas of habitat, including drones and sniffer dogs. Council's Kimberly Baker says urban development may have changed how local populations behave.
We're probably expecting to see quite a bit of change in our understanding of where those important habitats are. So at the moment, we're focusing quite a lot on those eastern habitats. We're probably expecting to see an increase in the habitat mapping in the mid to western parts of our LGA.
Work has officially started on a new netball court facility at Booth Park in Kurri Kurri. The $10 million facility will feature 12 floodlit courts, a multi-purpose half-court, amenities building including change rooms, canteen, toilet facilities, along with 2 car parks. The project is expected to be finished and ready to use by December this year, weather permitting.
2NURFM Sport.
The Jets are at home tomorrow in the A-League Women's to take on Canberra United in what is surely a must-win match for the hosts. After last weekend's heartbreaking last-minute loss to Wellington, Newcastle sit in 10th place, 8 points off the top 6. Despite being second in the league for big chances created, the Jets haven't picked up a win in their last 6 games, meaning they need a result to make a late push for finals. The match makes up the second half of a double-header, with the A-League men's side kicking off at 5 against Perth Glory before the women's game kicks off at 7:45. The Newcastle Falcons have bolstered their backcourt with the signing of American E.J. Stevens for the upcoming NBL 1 season. Stevens has previously played for Lafayette College and the University of Minnesota before playing professionally in the UK with Cheshire Phoenix. Coach Josh Morgan says the guard's scoring ability will be an asset to his side. And the Magpies need results to go in their favour if they are to book a spot in the T20 Summer Bash finals. That's sport, I'm Will McGrath.
And the winning numbers in Powerball are 9, 11, 12, 17, 27, 29 and 32, and the Powerball is 18. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.